Welcome to footballgameplan.com, where football makes sense. I'm Emery Hunt, the czar of the playbook. Bring you our 2014 NFL Draft Special. We're going inside the war room with the San Diego Chargers. We're going to take a look at their team needs to see what players could be possible selections to help fill those needs. But first, let's start off by taking a look at the upcoming picks that they have in this year's draft.
The Chargers turned it on late last season and not only made the playoffs, but also won a game, and they're looking to go even further in 2014. Some places in the draft in which they have a full allotment of picks to get better at would have to start in the secondary. They're okay on the corners, but they need another legit starter and some depth back there as well. Second, I look at the interior offensive line having to get younger, especially at guard and center, and they could also use some help at wide receiver and defensive tackle. Now, here are some quick notes to keep in mind when watching this video. Number one, these picks are based off my own rankings of these prospects using my own prospect rankings and my own big board, and it's no way indicative of where I think these guys will actually go in May's draft. And this is the Chargers portion of my total 7-round mock draft. And to view my big board, my prospect rankings, and the other mock drafts for all the other 31 teams, visit our website at footballgameplan.com/draft. In round one, I selected Bradley Roby out of Ohio State. I love his ability in press coverage and his instincts. Yes, at times he'll gamble and get caught looking in the backfield, but overall, his game is still top-notch. Big fan of Zach Kerr out of Delaware, the former Maryland Terrapin transfer who at 6'2", 330 pounds can play anywhere on the interior, and I think with his explosiveness off the ball and penetration skills, he'd have an instant impact for San Diego. Good value right here in round three with Cyril Richardson out of Baylor, a mammoth guard at 6'5", 350 pounds that excels in run blocking and shows decent, not great movement in pass pro. I think he'd be an ideal right guard at the next level, and he would do just fine for San Diego. Dexter McDougal has good all-around skills which were routinely on display at Maryland. An instinctual player with cat-like quickness, McDougal had some injuries at Maryland, and if he can check out medically, I think he has starter potential down the line. I like Gabe Eichert in round 5. He had a very productive career for the Sooners and would be a good prospect to groom as your eventual starter behind current center Jeremy Clary. TJ Jones was a solid collegiate player and will be a very solid pro. Jones is a guy that runs very good routes and has very strong, dependable hands, giving Phillip Rivers another talented young target at wide receiver. Wrapping up the draft in round 7, I selected quarterback Tom Savage out of Pittsburgh. I know they drafted Brad Sorensen last year in the 7th round, but this is more of my thoughts on what I think about Kellen Clemens. I'd rather go with two young guys backing up Phillip Rivers than a guy like Clemens who has maxed out as a player. Recapping my Chargers mock draft, my main focus was to get better in the secondary and on the interior of the offensive line, and I was able to accomplish both, also coming away with 2 potential steals in defensive tackle Zach Kerr and wide receiver TJ Jones. And also want to give a huge shout out to Charger fan forums for always showing football game plan support.